My child, slow down for a moment and listen to my voice. I know your mind has been racing. I know your heart has been carrying things you cannot explain to anyone. You have been moving through your days pretending to be strong while quietly fighting battles deep inside yourself. But today, I have interrupted your path because I refuse to let you continue believing that you are alone. This is not another random message appearing before your eyes. This is not luck. This is not coincidence. I brought you here because your soul has been crying out to me even when your lips remain silent. I heard every thought you tried to bury. I saw every tear you wiped away before anyone noticed. I know the exhaustion hidden behind your smile. I know how many nights you lay awake wondering if things will ever change. And now I am answering you. Do not rush through this moment, my beloved child. Stay with me. Breathe slowly and let your heart become still, because what I am speaking over you right now has the power to break chains you have carried for years. The enemy wanted to keep you distracted. He wanted your attention scattered. He wanted you to keep scrolling, keep doubting, keep running, and keep numbing your pain so you would never hear my voice clearly. But I stopped your hand. I froze your scroll because heaven could not allow you to miss this divine appointment. Long before this day arrived, I'd already knew this moment would happen. Before your first breath entered your lungs, I had already written this encounter into your story. That is how deeply I know you. That is how closely I watch over your life. You have spent so much time asking if I still see you. You wondered if I had forgotten your prayers because the silence became heavy. You asked why doors kept closing, why people kept leaving, why your heart kept breaking, and why the weight on your shoulders seemed to grow heavier with every passing season. There were moments when you felt abandoned, moments when you questioned your purpose, moments when you stared into the darkness and wondered if anybody truly understood the pain hidden inside you. But my child, I was there in every second of it. I never turned my face away from you. Even when you could not feel me, my hand remained on your life. Even when your faith became weak, my love for you never changed. I know there were times when you wanted to give up completely. I saw the discouragement sitting quietly inside your chest. I heard the thoughts you never dared speak out loud. You told yourself you were tired. Tired of fighting. Tired of waiting. Tired of hoping for things that never seemed to arrive. You smiled in front of others while secretly feeling empty inside. You kept telling people you were fine while your soul slowly carried wounds no one could see. But I need you to hear me clearly now. Your pain has never been invisible to me. Every tear mattered. Every lonely night mattered. Every silent prayer mattered. I collected them all. I stayed beside you through every storm, even when you believed heaven had been silent. My precious child, there is a reason the enemy attacked you so heavily. There is a reason confusion followed you. There is a reason fear tried to sit inside your thoughts day after day. The enemy recognized something about your life before you recognized it yourself. He saw the calling over you. He saw the light I placed inside you. He saw the future I prepared for you. And he became afraid. That is why he worked so hard to exhaust your spirit. That is why disappointment seemed to chase you. That is why certain relationships broke your heart so deeply. The enemy wanted to convince you that you were unwanted, forgotten, weak, and unworthy. But those were lies from darkness. You were never abandoned. You were being protected while heaven prepared something far greater than what you could currently understand. I know you have been asking me for a sign. You wanted confirmation that I still hear you. You wanted reassurance that your life still has purpose. You wanted proof that your suffering was not meaningless. My beloved, this message is your sign. I am speaking directly into your spirit right now because I need you to understand that your story is not over. I am not finished with you yet. The chapters filled with pain were never the ending of your story. They were preparation. They were shaping your heart, strengthening your spirit, and teaching you to depend on me in ways you never had before. You think you lost too much. You think too many mistakes disqualified you. You think your failures put you too far away from my love. But listen carefully, my child. Nothing you have done could ever stop me from loving you. I knew every weakness before you were born, yet I still chose you. I saw every future failure, every wrong decision, every fearful moment, and still I called you mine. My love was never based on your perfection. My love is rooted in who I am, and I am a father who never abandons his child. There are wounds inside you that you rarely speak about. Some came from rejection. Some came from betrayal. Some came from being misunderstood by people you trusted. Others came from dreams that collapsed in front of your eyes. You carry memories that still hurt when they cross your mind. You carry disappointments that made you afraid to hope again. But today I am asking you to stop hiding your brokenness from me. Bring every shattered piece of your heart into my presence. I do not reject wounded people. I restore them. I heal what others damage. I rebuild what life tried to destroy. You have been trying to carry everything alone for too long. You have been acting strong while your soul quietly begged for rest. But I never created you to survive life without me. Come closer now. Let me carry what has been crushing your spirit. Let me silence the fear constantly speaking inside your thoughts. Let me calm the anxiety stealing your peace. Let me remind you who you truly are. You are not forgotten. You are not worthless. You are not too broken. You are my child. You are chosen. You are deeply loved by heaven itself. Comment amen. Your love keeps chasing me if His grace has never stopped. I know you sometimes compare your life to others and wonder why your journey feels harder. You question why blessings seem delayed while others move forward so easily. But what you do not see is that I have been building something inside you that requires deeper preparation. Some people only know comfort, but you are learning endurance. Some people only know easy victories, but you are becoming spiritually strong. The battles you survived created wisdom inside you. The pain you endured developed compassion inside your heart. The waiting seasons taught you to trust me beyond what your eyes could see. My child, this moment is sacred. Do not treat it casually. I am pouring truth directly into your soul because the season ahead of you will require a different version of yourself. You cannot enter your next chapter carrying the same fear, insecurity, and hopelessness that followed you in the past. I am calling you higher now. I am awakening your spirit. I am reminding you that your life still carries divine purpose. There are people you will help heal one day because of what you survived. There are broken hearts that will find hope through your testimony. There are lives connected to your obedience that you cannot yet see. Stay close to me now. Do not run back toward the things that keep draining your soul. Stop returning to the places that deepen your emptiness. Stop listening to voices that make you doubt your worth. The enemy wants your focus trapped in fear because he knows what happens when you fully awaken to your identity. He knows what happens when you realize how loved you truly are. He knows what happens when you finally believe that I am still working behind the scenes of your life. Everything changes when you trust me completely. I need you to understand something before this message ends. You are not hearing these words by accident. Heaven arranged this encounter because your spirit was reaching a breaking point. I saw your silent exhaustion. I saw your hidden loneliness. I saw how close you were to losing hope completely. And because I love you too much to let darkness consume you, I came near to remind you that I am still holding your future in my hands. The pain will not last forever. The confusion will not control you forever. The tears will not fall forever. A new season is beginning to rise slowly over your life even now. You may not fully see it yet, but things are already shifting in the unseen realm. Doors are opening. Chains are weakening. Healing is beginning. Strength is returning. Peace is coming back into your spirit little by little. I am rebuilding what was broken. I am restoring what was stolen. I am preparing you for blessings that will make sense of the battles you endured. So stay with me, my beloved child. Do not turn away now. I have much more to tell you. Your story is not ending in darkness. I am leading you toward healing, purpose, restoration, and peace. Trust me one more time. Hold on to my hand again. Because I promise you this with all the love in heaven. I am not finished with you yet. My child, before this world ever saw your face, I already knew you completely. Before anyone spoke your name, I whispered purpose over your life. Before your first breath filled your lungs, my love was already wrapped around your soul. You were never created by accident. You were never random. You were never forgotten in the middle of creation. From the very beginning, my eyes were upon you. I formed every detail of your existence with intention. Every part of you carries purpose, even the parts you struggle to understand. The world may have made you feel overlooked, unwanted, or unseen, but heaven has always recognized your value. I have always recognized your worth. I watched over you long before you understood who I was. I stayed close even in the seasons when you ignored me. There were moments when you thought your life had no meaning, moments when confusion covered your thoughts like a storm cloud, moments when rejection made you question your identity. But none of those things ever changed what I declared about you. People may have misunderstood you. They may have underestimated you. Some may have walked away from you as if your heart carried no value. But my child, listen carefully now. The opinions of people never had the power to define who you are. I alone am your creator, and I have always called you mine. You spend so much time focusing on your flaws. You replay your failures inside your mind. You remember the moments when you fell short, the moments when fear controlled you, the moments when shame whispered that you would never become enough. But I need you to stop looking at yourself through the eyes of fear. Look at yourself through my eyes instead. I do not see you as ruined. I do not see you as hopeless. I do not see you as too broken to be restored. I see my beloved child. I see someone worth pursuing, worth healing, worth protecting, and worth loving endlessly. Please support our channel. Our work is to bring happiness in your life and devotion to God. And if you want, you can donate to us, given link in description or pinned comment to show your support. My precious child, you have searched for identity in places that could never truly satisfy your soul. You tried to feel accepted by pleasing others. You tried to feel valuable through achievement. You tried to silence your emptiness through distractions, relationships, busyness, and temporary comfort. But deep inside, your spirit still longed for something greater, because the human heart was never created to survive without my love. Nothing in this world can replace the peace that comes from truly knowing you belong to me. Do you remember the times you cried silently at night? The moments when you smiled during the day while secretly feeling emptied inside? I was there beside you. I heard every unspoken thought. I felt every ache hidden inside your chest. There were moments when you questioned if anyone truly understood you. But I understood you completely. I understood the pain you could not explain. I understood why your heart became guarded. I understood why disappointment made you afraid to trust again. I understood why loneliness sometimes followed you even in crowded rooms. And through every moment, my love never moved away from you. You think your mistakes shocked me, but nothing about your life has ever surprised me. I knew every battle you would fight before you fought it. I knew every weakness before you tried to hide it. Yet I still chose you. I still called you by name. I still wrote purpose into your future. My love for you has never depended on perfection. If perfection was required, no soul on earth could stand before me. My love reaches you in your weakness, in your confusion, in your failures, and even in the moments when you struggle to believe you deserve it. My child, there were times when the enemy whispered terrible lies into your mind. He told you that you were too damaged. He told you that your future was ruined. He told you that nobody truly cared about your existence. He filled your thoughts with insecurity because he wanted to separate you from the truth about who you are. But today I am silencing those lies. You are not forgotten. You are not unloved. You are not disqualified. You are deeply chosen by heaven. You are deeply known by me. The reason your life carries such spiritual resistance is because your existence carries purpose. Darkness does not attack empty vessels so fiercely. The enemy recognized the light inside you long before you recognized it yourself. He saw the compassion I placed inside your heart. He saw the strength hidden beneath your pain. He saw the calling attached to your future. And because of that, he tried to bury your confidence beneath fear and disappointment. But he failed. You are still here. You survived things that should have destroyed you completely. And you survived because my hand remained over your life. There are parts of your story that you still do not understand. You wonder why certain doors closed. You wonder why certain people betrayed you. You wonder why some seasons felt unbearably lonely. But one day you will see that even the painful chapters carried hidden protection. Some people had to leave because they could not go where I am taking you. Some doors had to close because they would have led you away from your purpose. Some seasons required isolation because I needed your attention away from the noise of the world so I could speak directly into your spirit. My beloved child, stop believing that your value comes from how others treat you. People are imperfect. Some only love when it benefits them. Some only stay when life feels easy. Some never recognize the treasure standing before them because their own hearts remain blind. But my love is different. I do not abandon you when you are weak. I do not walk away when you struggle. I do not grow tired of your healing process. I remain patient with you because I understand every wound you carry. I know how much strength it took for you to survive everything that tried to break your spirit. You have spent years questioning whether you are enough. But hear me clearly now. You were never created to earn your worth. Your worth was already established the moment I created you. You are valuable because you belong to me. You are loved because my nature is love. You are chosen because I decided long ago that your life would carry eternal purpose. Nothing people say can cancel what heaven has spoken over you. My child, there are dreams inside you that you stopped talking about because disappointment wounded your confidence. There are parts of your heart that became silent because failure made you afraid to hope again. But I placed those dreams inside you for a reason. Do not bury the gifts I gave you. Do not silence the calling attached to your life simply because the journey became difficult. I did not create you to live trapped in fear. I created you to walk boldly in the purpose I prepared for you before the foundations of the world. I know you compare yourself to others sometimes. You look at their lives and wonder why your journey feels heavier. But you do not see the full picture. Everyone's assignment is different. Everyone's preparation is different. I have allowed certain battles in your life because they are shaping you into someone stronger, wiser, and more compassionate. Your pain was never meaningless. Even now, I am using every broken piece of your story to build something beautiful. You are not too late, my child. Listen carefully to those words because your heart desperately needs to hear them. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are not running out of time. I know the world pressures you constantly. It tells you to compare your timeline with everyone else. It makes you feel like you failed because your journey looks different. But I do not measure your life by human timelines. I move according to divine purpose. What I plan for you cannot be stolen by delay. What I promised over your life will still come to pass in the proper season. My beloved child, I need you to stop punishing yourself for the past. Some of you keep reopening old wounds because shame still controls your thoughts. You replay mistakes repeatedly as if suffering long enough will somehow earn forgiveness. But I've already paid the price for your restoration. Stop carrying guilt that I've already nailed to the cross. Stop calling yourself condemned when I've already called you redeemed. Stop speaking hopelessness over your future when heaven still speaks purpose over your life. You have survived seasons that should have crushed your spirit completely. Yet somehow, despite every storm, your heart still longs for love, peace, healing, and purpose. Do you know why? Because I never allowed darkness to fully destroy the light inside you. Even during your weakest moments, I protected something sacred deep within your soul. I preserved your destiny when you could not protect yourself. I carried you when your strength disappeared. I stayed faithful when your faith struggled to survive. My precious child, you do not need to hide from me anymore. You do not need to pretend you are strong all the time. Bring me your fears. Bring me your confusion. Bring me your exhaustion. Bring me the questions you have been afraid to ask. I am not distant from your pain. I am near to the broken-hearted. I sit beside those who feel weary. I heal those who feel shattered by life. You do not have to clean yourself up before approaching me. Come exactly as you are. There is still so much ahead of you. Your story is not ending in this place of struggle. I know the enemy tried to convince you that your best days were behind you, but he lied. There is healing ahead. There is peace ahead. There is restoration ahead. There are blessings you cannot yet imagine beginning to move toward your life even now. And the reason those blessings are still coming is because I never changed my mind about you. Say amen. Doors of favor are opening if you're stepping into a new season. You are still chosen. You are still loved. You are still mine. So lift your head again, my child. Stop calling yourself forgotten when heaven still speaks your name with love. Stop believing you are abandoned when my presence surrounds you even now. I have always known you completely. I have always loved you fully. And I will never stop walking beside you. My child, there are memories you still carry that no one else truly knows about. There are wounds hidden so deeply inside your heart that even you struggle to explain them. Some pain came suddenly like a storm crashing into your life without warning. Other pain arrived slowly, little by little, until your spirit became exhausted from carrying so much weight for so long. But through every moment, through every heartbreak, every betrayal, every lonely night, every unanswered prayer, and every silent tear, I was there beside you. You may not have seen me clearly then, but I never left your side. I watched the nights when you cried quietly so nobody would hear you. I saw you staring at the ceiling, wondering why life felt so heavy. I saw the moments when anxiety wrapped around your thoughts and fear whispered that things would never get better. I saw the panic hidden behind your smile. I saw how hard you tried to appear strong in front of others while secretly feeling like you were falling apart inside. And still, my child, I stayed close. I wrapped my presence around you even when your heart was too tired to notice. There were times when you believed I had abandoned you because the silence hurt so deeply. You prayed and waited, but the answers did not come the way you expected. You begged me for relief while your heart grew weary from disappointment. In those moments, you wondered if heaven had forgotten your name. But my beloved child, silence was never abandonment. Just because you could not hear me clearly did not mean I stopped moving in your life. I was working behind the scenes in ways your human eyes could not yet understand. Do you remember the times when everything seemed to collapse around you? The relationships that suddenly broke apart. The opportunities that disappeared. The people who walked away after promising they would stay forever. You questioned why so much loss entered your life. You questioned why your heart kept breaking in places that once felt safe. But what you could not see then was that some things had to fall apart because they were slowly destroying your peace. Some people had to leave because they were connected to pain, manipulation, distraction, or spiritual emptiness. I know their absence wounded you, but sometimes protection feels painful before it feels peaceful. My child, there were moments when you felt completely invisible. You gave love to others while secretly feeling empty yourself. You encouraged people while carrying discouragement inside your own spirit. You listened to everyone else's pain while wondering if anyone truly cared about yours. You became so used to carrying emotional burdens alone that you stopped expecting anyone to understand you. But I understood you completely. I knew what your silence meant. I understood the tears you held back. I knew the pressure building inside your chest every time life became overwhelming. You often blamed yourself for things that were never truly your fault. You replayed painful memories repeatedly inside your mind, wondering if you could have prevented the heartbreak. You questioned your worth every time someone rejected you. You thought maybe you were too broken to be fully loved. But my precious child, other people's inability to love you correctly was never proof that you lacked value. Some people were too wounded themselves to recognize the beauty of your heart. Some people carried darkness inside them that could not appreciate the light I placed within you. Their rejection was never a reflection of your worth in my eyes. There were seasons when loneliness followed you everywhere. Even in crowded places, you still felt emotionally disconnected. You laughed with others while secretly carrying sadness nobody could see. You felt misunderstood so often that eventually you stopped explaining yourself altogether. But I never misunderstood you. I knew every hidden thought crossing your mind. I knew every fear you buried beneath your smile. I knew the moments when exhaustion made you wonder if you could keep going much longer. And every single time, I strengthened you quietly in ways you did not recognize at the time. My child, do you realize how many times I protected you from things you never even saw? There were dangers you never noticed. There were traps the enemy prepared that I blocked before they reached you. There were moments when one wrong decision could have changed the course of your life completely, but my hand redirected your steps even when you did not understand why certain doors closed. You called it disappointment, but many times it was divine protection. I know there were moments when darkness felt overwhelming. Some days your mind became your greatest battlefield. Fear attacked your thoughts relentlessly. Anxiety stole your peace. Discouragement sat heavily on your chest. The enemy whispered that your future was hopeless and your prayers were pointless. He tried to convince you that your pain would last forever. But even during those darkest moments, my light never stopped reaching toward you. The fact that you survived those seasons is proof that my strength carried you when your own strength disappeared. You wondered why life kept testing you so deeply. You asked why your heart had to endure so much pain while others seemed to move through life more easily. But my beloved child, the battles you faced were shaping something powerful inside you. Your suffering was never meaningless. The compassion inside your heart was born through pain. The wisdom you now carry came through difficult seasons. The strength developing inside your spirit could only grow through endurance. What tried to destroy you actually became part of the process that prepared you for your purpose. There were times when you felt ashamed of your struggles. You hid your emotions because you feared people would judge you if they knew how broken you felt inside. So you carried everything quietly. You became an expert at pretending you were okay even when your soul desperately needed healing. But my child, you do not need to hide your pain from me. I already see every wound clearly, and I do not reject you because of it. I move closer to broken hearts, not farther away. I know there were nights when your faith became weak, nights when disappointment made prayer feel difficult, nights when exhaustion made you question whether things would ever improve. But even when your faith struggled, my faithfulness toward you never changed. I remain committed to your healing even during the moments when you felt too tired to believe again. My love for you has never depended on your emotional strength. I stayed beside you through every breakdown, every fearful thought, every moment of hopelessness, and every season when your heart quietly screamed for relief. My child, there are scars you still carry from betrayal. You trusted people who ended up hurting you deeply. You gave your loyalty, your kindness, your love, and your time to people who failed to protect your heart. Some used your compassion while giving little in return. Others abandoned you when you needed support the most. Those experiences left wounds inside you that still ache sometimes. They made you fearful of trusting again. But hear me carefully now, not everyone who leaves your life is a loss. Some departures create room for healing, peace, and the future I am preparing for you. I know you became tired of starting over, tired of rebuilding after disappointment, tired of carrying emotional pain while still trying to function every day. There were moments when you wanted to isolate yourself completely because you no longer trusted people with your heart. But I never intended for your pain to become your permanent identity. You are not defined by what hurt you. You are not defined by betrayal, rejection, fear, or heartbreak. You are defined by my love and by the purpose I still have for your life. My beloved child, I need you to understand something deeply today. The reason your heart still longs for peace despite everything you survived is because I preserved something holy inside you. Darkness tried to harden your heart completely, but I protected your ability to love. Pain tried to convince you to stop hoping, but I kept a small flame alive inside your spirit. Disappointment tried to silence your dreams, but I refused to let your destiny die. You survived because I carried you. There were moments when you thought you had reached your limit, yet somehow you found strength to keep moving forward one more day. That strength came from me. There were moments when peace suddenly appeared in the middle of chaos even though nothing around you made sense. That peace came from me. There were moments when you narrowly escaped situations that could have destroyed your future completely. That protection came from me. I was always there, even when you could not recognize my presence clearly. My child, stop looking at your painful past as proof that I abandoned you. Instead, begin seeing it as evidence that I sustained you through impossible seasons. You are still standing because my hand never left your life. You are still breathing because my purpose for you is not finished. You are still moving forward because I refuse to let darkness consume your future completely. And now, my beloved, I am beginning to heal the places inside you that have carried pain for far too long. I am restoring the parts of your heart that life tried to shatter. I'm teaching you how to trust again, hope again, breathe again, and believe again. Your story did not end in those painful chapters. I was with you then, and I am still with you now. You never walked through any storm alone. Not once. My child, there is something you must understand about your life. The battles you faced were never ordinary. The pain that followed you was not random. The heaviness that attacked your mind, your emotions, and your spirit did not come without reason. There has always been a spiritual fight surrounding your destiny, because the enemy recognized something powerful about you long before you recognized it yourself. He saw the light I placed inside you. He saw the calling attached to your future. He saw the strength hidden beneath your wounds. And because of that, he tried again and again to break you before you could fully awaken to who you truly are. The enemy wanted you exhausted. He wanted your faith weak. He wanted your heart so wounded that you would stop believing your life carried purpose. That is why discouragement followed you so closely at times. That is why certain seasons felt unbearably heavy. He studied your fears carefully. He watched the areas where rejection hurt you most deeply. He whispered lies into your mind during moments of weakness, hoping you would eventually believe them. He told you that you were unwanted. He told you that your future was ruined. He told you that you would never escape the cycles of pain surrounding your life. But my beloved child, those whispers were never truth. They were attacks designed to separate you from your identity in me. There were moments when your thoughts became your greatest battlefield. Fear entered your mind without warning. Anxiety tightened around your chest until even simple days felt difficult to survive. Some nights your mind would not rest because the enemy filled your thoughts with worst-case scenarios, hopelessness, regret, and emotional exhaustion. He wanted you mentally drained because a weary soul struggles to recognize my voice clearly. But even during those moments when your mind felt overwhelmed, I stayed near you. I never stopped fighting for your peace. The enemy also attacked your confidence because he knew how dangerous you would become once you truly understood your worth. He used rejection to make you question yourself. He used betrayal to make you fearful of trusting others. He used disappointment to make you afraid of dreaming again. Little by little, he tried to convince you that shrinking yourself was safer than believing in the future I prepared for you. But I never created you to live small, hidden, fearful, or defeated. I created you to walk boldly in the purpose attached to your life. Do you remember how many times you almost gave up completely? There were moments when exhaustion sat so heavily on your spirit that continuing forward felt impossible. You smiled in front of others while secretly wondering how much longer you could carry the emotional weight inside you. There were days when sadness followed you without explanation. Days when loneliness wrapped around your heart so tightly that you questioned whether anyone truly understood you. But my child, every time you thought you would completely collapse, I strengthened you quietly. Every time darkness tried to consume your hope, I protected the small flame still burning inside your spirit. The enemy tried to isolate you because isolation weakens the heart when it is filled with hopelessness. He wanted you disconnected from love, disconnected from peace, and disconnected from my truth. He wanted you to believe nobody cared. He wanted you trapped inside your own pain so deeply that you stopped expecting healing altogether. That is why certain seasons felt so lonely. That is why silence sometimes became unbearable. But what the enemy meant for destruction, I used for preparation. Even in isolation, I was teaching you how to hear my voice more clearly. Even in loneliness, I was strengthening parts of your spirit that comfort could never strengthen. My beloved child, there were attacks against your emotions that you still do not fully understand. The enemy knew your heart was sensitive, compassionate, and deeply caring. So he sent people into your life who drained your energy, manipulated your kindness, and took advantage of your love. Some relationships left you emotionally shattered because darkness was working through wounded people to distract you from your purpose. The enemy hoped heartbreak would harden your spirit completely. He hoped betrayal would convince you to stop loving altogether. But despite everything you endured, your heart still carries compassion. That alone is proof that my hand protected something sacred inside you. The enemy also attacked your future through fear. Fear of failure. Fear of rejection. Fear of not being enough. Fear that your dreams would never happen. Fear that your life would never improve. You wanted fear to become louder than my promises inside your mind. He wanted you frozen by overthinking and insecurity so you would never fully step into the calling prepared for your life. But hear me clearly now, my child. Fear was never meant to rule your decisions. I did not create you to live trapped inside anxiety and doubt. I created you to walk by faith even when circumstances appear uncertain. There were moments when spiritual exhaustion covered your life so heavily that even praying felt difficult. The enemy wanted you disconnected from me because he knew your strength comes from my presence. He filled your life with distractions, emotional wounds, confusion, and heaviness because he feared what would happen if you became spiritually awake. He feared the moment you would finally recognize how much authority, purpose, and calling heaven placed over your life. Darkness always attacks what carries divine potential. But despite every attack, you survived. You survived heartbreak that should have destroyed your ability to love. You survived emotional pain that should have crushed your spirit completely. You survived seasons of loneliness, confusion, disappointment, and exhaustion. There were moments when you barely recognized yourself anymore because the battles became so intense. Yet somehow you kept moving forward one day at a time. You know why? Because my hand never released you. Even when you felt weak, my strength carried you. Even when your faith struggled, my faithfulness remained unshaken. Type Amen. Mercy found me if God pulled you from darkness. And share this video.